Our third and final pick in today's episode sees Brentford playing host to Aston Villa. And Brentford, they were battered by Forest in the opening matchup. The Bees were 3-0 down at half-time, courtesy of a Chris Wood brace and a Dan Ndoye goal. In the second half, Thiago did manage to add a consolation strike from the penalty, but it was a case of too little too late, and Brentford would go on to lose their opening fixture by 3-1. When we take a look at that home form, to round off last season, Brentford held a decent home record at the Gtech. 2 wins and a draw in their final 4 games saw the Bees secure a 10th place finish in the Premier League. They play host to an Aston Villa side who hosted Newcastle on the opening day of the season, but they were much the second best team. They managed to survive a first half in which they were utterly dominated by their visitors, who were without their star striker in Alexander Isak. Then, in the second half, the Villains were looking to come back into the game just as Konsa was sent off for a last-man challenge on Anthony Gordon. That challenge saw the Birmingham side finish the last 25 minutes with 10 men, and despite the numerical disadvantage, Aston Villa managed to hold together a strong defensive showing and escape with the goalless draw. This was very much a game of 2 points dropped by Newcastle, and Aston Villa, I think, will be content with their point for the draw. When we take a look at the away form, Aston Villa's road form did splutter towards the end of last season. After a run of 3 wins in a row, they managed to pick up 1 victory in their final 3 games to round off the year, which saw them secure a 6th place finish in the Premier League, just missing out on those Champions League spots on goal difference to Newcastle. When we take a look at the head-to-head records, the last encounter between these sides saw Aston Villa take 3 points back to Birmingham. Ollie Watkins was the only goal scorer in a 1-0 win for Aston Villa, and the Villains probably did just edge things out numerically. That win made it back-to-back victories for Aston Villa over Brentford. They're also unbeaten against the Bees in their last 6 Premier League meetings, in a record dating back to January of 2022. When we filter by games played at the Gtech Stadium, we can see that Aston Villa have won 3 of the 4 encounters between these sides, with the other fixture ending 1-1. My prediction for today's game is that I really think Aston Villa are the strongest sides going into this matchup. Brentford have been pilfered over the transfer window and really looked off colour on day one, whereas Aston Villa, they rose to the challenge against Newcastle and managed to come away with a point. I think the Villains will get their season off to the right start with a win on the road here. I'm going to be backing Aston Villa for a half stake in bet number 3.